Generally around since the 1970s, video games use human interaction and input to reach goals and perform given tasks. Many of life's activities are meant to be more enjoyable with other people, just as some video games are meant to be as well. Video games quickly became a social endeavor, from the comfort of home, or from another single location. However, people are not always available to play, let alone in the same location. And sadly, some people might not have any friends to begin with. With the widespread use of the internet, players can now simulate the social experience of gaming. Through breaking the physical barrier of location, players can now connect with one another all across the world. Most people have played a game hosted over the internet, such as games that run off of Flash or Java. In this context, playing these games is not online gaming. In this context, online games are actually online multiplayer games played over an internet connection. These games put more than one player in the game's universe for people to compete or cooperate with one another. So then, why are online games important? Multiplayer online games bridge technology and people, creating a whole new social aspect of society. This creates new forms of interaction, entertainment, and business-related opportunities. The first online games were derived from what is known as a MUD, also known as a multi-user dungeon, domain, or dimension, which either way refers to some sort of area or zone devoted to those who play the game. The first MUD was created in 1978 at Essex University, simply known as MUD the Game. These games were entirely text-driven, where players can interact with objects, other people, and characters controlled by a computer AI. Through interaction with text-driven commands, players can explore the game world and interact with objects within it. Before the very first MUD, text-based games already existed, although relatively unknown. A game known as Colossal Cave Adventure was the first known of such games, which would lead into the development for such games as the Zork series. The Zork games are most likely the most recognized amongst text-driven games, which would bear influence over future developed online MUDs. MUDs were the foundation and source of innovation for the online gaming movement, although not the source that actually pushed the movement. MUDs were popular, but were not widely regarded with the general public. These types of games mostly appealed to a more exclusive type of crowd, whereas today, online interaction is a major staple of the gaming market. With today's games, it is evident why today's gaming market is so much different. Not to make a judgment on people in general, but it's at least understandable why many people were not attracted to the original text-driven games. People may simply be disinterested in or not have the patience to play games with little visual representation. These games require the will to play, with a bit of imagination as well. Today's games can be easily immersive and appealing to those who usually do not even play video games, with credit given to realistic graphics and game worlds. Fast forward to the mid-late 90s, where most people have been exposed to early PC games, arcade games, and home consoles. Games are now capable of fairly detailed 3D graphics, sprites, and pre-rendered backgrounds. In 1996, Blizzard North launched the PC game Diablo, as well as their online client, Battle.net. With personal computers and internet connections now starting to become commonplace in households, Blizzard created a tool of easy accessibility which would help move the online gaming movement. In Diablo, the player creates an avatar, a personal representation of themselves. The player can choose from one of 3 different types of characters. Using a point-and-click interface, players can move, attack, and interact with monsters and other characters in the game world. To play online over Battle.net, players can play over a LAN using the IPX protocol, a telephone line using a modem, or through a direct connection. While playing, characters would level up, increasing in strength, in addition to be able to find and equip new items and weapons. The simple gameplay mechanics and rewards for spending time playing, combined with being able to play with other people, pushed a concept that would lead into very successful online games in the future. Diablo defined important concepts which would later become prevalent in mainstream online games, particularly massively multiplayer online games. MMOs, also known as massively multiplayer online games, are the current evolution of online gaming. The predominant genre is MMORPGs, which are massively multiplayer online role-playing games. These games put more focus on the creation of an avatar, your character and personal representation in the game world. An immersive and large online virtual world paralleling aspects of the real world is what distinguishes a normal online game from an MMO.